Woo! Boop! Boom! Ha!
And there you have it. Hi, my name is Suri Crowe, and you're watching the MeidasTouch Network. That is just one of the many memes that Iran has dispatched over the last couple of weeks. The Iranian regime has relentlessly been mocking Trump as a stupid, incompetent, venal, and vainly corrupt president with skills that are no more advanced than a baby's, which is, in my opinion, exactly on point. Here he is interrupting a cabinet meeting in the middle of a war so that he can talk about, well, just watch.
It's very inexpensive, but it writes well. I like it. But I can't have the pen the way it was. You know what it is. I don't want to give too much publicity, but they do treat me well. Sharpie. But I'm handing out to kids that don't even know what they're. What is this, Mommy? It's kids. They're getting a pen for $1,000. They have no idea what it is. This one, I called the guy. I said, I'd like to use your pen, but I can't have a gray thing with a big S on it saying Sharpie. He said, well, I can make it nicer. I said, what can you do? He said, I'll paint it black. I said, that's nice. And I can even paint the White House on it, sir, if you like, in gold. Almost real gold, not bad. And I can even do your signature, sir. And I feel guilty because I'm like, I'm by nature, I don't, it's the government. I love the government like I love myself economically. I want to save money. But the bottom line is they're better pens. It's a business story.
Next, I'm sure he'll break out coloring books for the big boy. Trump has the IQ and the attention span of a 2-year-old. And in order to capture the attention of the president of the United States, the man who started a war with Iran because Bibi Netanyahu and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, told him to, NBC News is now reporting that his top military advisors prepare daily military snackables for him.
Montages of the biggest, most successful strikes on Iranian targets. But how is that sort of shaping the broader perception or his perception of this war?
Yeah, so we spoke with a number of different people for the reporting on this story, and we were told that the military every single day creates videos probably similar to the ones that you're seeing here now of some of the biggest explosions, some of the biggest strikes that the U.S. is taking against Iran. But some of the people we spoke with were a little concerned that the president is seeing these videos and he's not necessarily getting the other side. So while he's aware of the U.S. military strikes and the U.S. military successes, which candidly have been pretty extensive so far throughout the 4 weeks of this war, he's not necessarily hearing what it is that Iran is still capable of doing. So, for instance, one of the anecdotes that we heard about was when several weeks ago, early on in the war, several U.S. military refueling planes were damaged in a strike from Iran. And the president found out about that from the media. He saw it in the news. He was frustrated by that. When his briefers explained to him what exactly had happened, he took to Truth Social and said, well, you're not telling the good side of the story. You need to be telling what the successes are and not just the failures. And he specifically referenced that. Some of the officials who we spoke with as part of this story are concerned that he's just not hearing enough about, frankly, both sides of this war right now.
Yeah, to really balance that narrative more accurately. Courtney Cuby there from our DC.
The way those reporters are talking about this as if it's normal. Yes, Jan, you're right, Marcia. When it's totally not. He is the mother-flipping commander-in-chief, and he can't be bothered to pay attention to the details of a war that he started where men and women are losing their lives because of him. So they provide him with propaganda snacks. Again, NBC News reports that the daily montage typically runs for about 2 minutes, sometimes longer, the officials said. One described each daily video as a series of clips of, quote, stuff blowing up. I mean, this is the shit that my little brothers did when they were like 10 years old. It's ridiculous. Everything these clowns touch is a disaster. They're briefing top security information in a tent at Mar-a-Lago. Are you kidding me? That is not a skiff. There's a reason that we have a situation room. These are not serious people. The only thing they care about is grifting money off of American taxpayers in the form of billions I mean, I do think Pete Hegseth has a sick bloodlust. Like, he's clearly not right. But can you imagine Presidents Biden or Obama behaving in this manner, setting up tents and playing with Sharpies and, no. Because while imperfect, they are both serious men who were very serious leaders who didn't have to have military snackables prepared for them by their top advisors because they didn't have the fucking attention span to pay attention to a global war that they instigated. Here are some examples of what the White House is putting out about a war that has so far claimed at least 13 service member lives, wounded hundreds of others, and killed almost 200 innocent children in Iran, and probably more by the time you see this video. Look, it's a Wii game. Yippee! I can't play the sound, but it's Wii Resort, Nintendo game noises. I can't play the sound because of copyright issues. And then there's this insanity. Videos of real American strikes that are killing people mixed in with Nelly's song, Here Comes the Boom. How can anyone take America seriously anymore? We are a joke. Again, imagine President Obama or any previous White House putting up videos of us killing others to a rap beat. It's sick. Only psychopaths do this. This is a sick and twisted regime. Well, Iran is fighting back. They are now making Lego meme videos showing Trump as a sweaty, it is kind of funny, a sweaty, boxy sex predator holding terrified dolls in his clutches. That's a direct reference to his alleged Epstein victims. And there he is posting on Truth Social, thinking that he can outwit the Iranians. The Iranian meme game is quite strong, but what is so crazy is that under the Trump regime, we can't believe anything that our government is telling us, which, as Jon Stewart explains, puts seriously minded Americans in quite a predicament.
Applaud the president for stepping back from the cliff of escalation and engaging Iran in productive talks.
Iran has responded, its state media saying there are no talks.
Well, now we're in the uncomfortable position of who to believe. Normally in this situation, I think we'd all be inclined to, in some measure, not trust the pronouncements coming from this theocratic and corrupt regime. Iran. Talking about Iran. For clarity, I just want to, it's not Iran. We'd be inclined not to trust Iran. So let's give our president the benefit of the doubt and just probe a little deeper. Sir, you say we're having talks with Iran. Who did you talk to?
A top person.
A top person?
Look, Trump is in way over his head. He has no idea what he's doing. He's now started a war that he thought was going to be just a fun little video game where he gets to kill people. Except war is very, very real and very, very serious and requires intelligence, both the kind in your brain and the kind of intelligence that people bring to you. And Trump is saying, oh, he didn't even consider intelligence when he started this war. And it's about to kick his ass and ours too, which is very dangerous and terrifying. As I'm recording this, the Iranians have expressed no interest in any ceasefire, despite Trump just lying out of his ass saying, oh yeah, they want to have serious talks and stop all of this. And on top of that, we don't even know what kind of nuclear arsenal that Israel has. And they also have an evil dictator at their helm. Here is Congressman Joaquin Castro questioning Trump Undersecretary of State Thomas DiNanno.
Does Israel have nuclear weapons?
I'm not prepared to comment on that.
You're not prepared to comment on it? It's a very basic question. We are with an ally conducting a war against Iran. This war continues to escalate. Tell us something as Congress, as the oversight body, What is Israel's nuclear capability in terms of weapons?
I can't comment on that specific question. I'd have to refer you to the Israelis on that.
Does that mean you don't know?
I can't comment on that, sir.
You're the main person in charge of knowing this and understanding it. Will you not give us an answer? I don't understand why this issue is so taboo when it's a basic question and we're in a war alongside Israel against Iran. We're dealing with the potential for nuclear fallout, and you won't answer this basic question.
Well, again, it would be outside of my purview as the Arms Control and Non-Proliferation Undersecretary to discuss that specific question.
Sir, that is a dereliction of duty.
I mean, the chance of nuclear war is not unreasonable here. We have deranged psychopaths joining together in Trump and Netanyahu who are pissing off a hornet's nest in the Iranian regime. Trump is like a drunk toddler with a Glock, and Netanyahu wants to quite literally flatten and destroy all of the Middle East so he can expand the Israeli empire. That's what Zionism is about, folks. He doesn't care, by the way, who dies in the process, even if that means American service members. Americans, we're just fodder to the Israeli government. They are using us. One of my favorite senators, and there are very few of them right now, is Senator Chris Van Hollen, who weighed in on Trump's snack-sized war briefings.
This new report about these 2-minute war videos.
Chris, yes, I do. We have a delusional president who is getting his information, as you say, from these short videos and ignoring the other information from U.S. intelligence agencies that, for example, warned that if you got rid of the top tier of Iranian leadership, you're likely to end up with the even more radical group who specifically said that Iran was not about to get a nuclear weapon. But instead of listening to them, he's listening to all the yes men and women around him, the dear leaders, the Pete Hegseths of the world. And that is making our country less safe. In addition to these costs, we have 13 service members killed, hundreds wounded. And as you were just saying, billions of dollars a day. And on top of that, rising oil and gas prices. This is a really bad decision that Donald Trump made together with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Well, Democrats have obviously been pushing for an end to the conflict. And now, in fact, the president says he has sent a peace proposal to Iran. And even though Iran has apparently rejected it, do you see it as a step in the right direction?
Well, Chris, this is part of the delusional president, right? He's been saying for days that he's talking directly to the Iranians. That turns out not to be true. Now we are using intermediaries, either Pakistan or Turkey, to pass these messages on it. And Donald Trump keeps telling the country that Iran's really dying to do a deal. And they're about to give me, Donald Trump, everything I want. Flatly untrue. We now know the Iranians have rejected the proposal that was passed on to them. And yet Donald Trump continues to lie and tell the country.
So this is where we are, peeps, in the very bad place. The stupidity and lack of education in the majority of Americans has now caught up to us, and it will be our downfall. And perhaps that's how it needs to be in order for us to rebuild this country, because this, whatever we're doing right now, right here, is clearly broken. Thanks for watching. Please follow my socials below. Head to my Substack and to my brand new YouTube channel. And I will see you back here soon. And remember, be fierce.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.